Hello and welcome back. This is Sunil, your instructor for this course. And in the previous lecture, we have seen what's new in MongoDB latest release, that is MongoDB 3.6. And in this lecture, we are going to download MongoDB 3.6 and we will try to install it in our machine. So let's get started with the download and installation of latest release of MongoDB 3.6. So to download, we need to go to the MongoDB website, that is mongodb.com, and here you can find various options about MongoDB. You can go and study about these things about MongoDB latest release, the companies which are using MongoDB and their case studies and all, like Expedia, Forbes, Boss, MetLife, Cisco. All these companies are using MongoDB for their different projects. So you can go and study about those things, MongoDB latest news, solutions, all those things. But to download, we need to click on the top right corner here, that is download option is there. Okay, so click on that and it will take you to the download page where you can find various options of MongoDB. Like you can find the MongoDB Atlas, where you can use the database as a service. Then we can find the community server for Windows, Linux, and OS X for the Apple operating systems. And then we have the enterprise servers, and then we have Ops Manager, Compass, connector for BI, and everything you can find on this page. So we need to download the community server, and here we can get the MongoDB 3.6.1, which is the current stable release. So we are currently on the Windows machine and we are going to download this Windows Server 2008 64-bit. Okay, so click on that. If you are on any other machine like Linux or OS X, you can download the respective download file. And here I'll click on the download MSI, and MongoDB.msi file will be downloaded on my machine. And once it is downloaded, we can click on that and we can install it on machine. So see here, now it is being downloaded. It is 181 MB of file, which will take around 10 to 15 minutes to get downloaded. Once it is downloaded, I'll show you how to install it. So see here, now the file mongodb.msi has been downloaded. So what we can do, we can double click on this file and it will be opening and it will prompt you to install MongoDB on your machine. See here, now the installation process has started, and see here MongoDB 3.6 64-bit setup is started. So click on next and then read the license agreements and click on I accept and next. From here you can go with the next and it will be installed. So see here, it is getting installed on our machine. So once it is completed, I'll show you how to start the server. So now you can see the installation process has been done, and now we will click on the finish and it is done. So next thing what we need to do after the installation is complete, we need to go and check the directory in the C drive. You need to go to the C drive and there we need to go to the programs files, and inside that you can find a directory called MongoDB. So there will be a MongoDB folder. When you click on that, you will find a server, and inside server you can see there are two folders. One is for 3.2 version, which I had installed earlier, and now another folder is there, that is 3.6, which is having the latest MongoDB release. So next thing what we need to do, we need to copy this path, and we need to go to the command prompt, and we need to go to this directory, and we need to start the server. So we know that to start the server we need to type the command mongod, and then we need to specify the db path. For that purpose I have created a folder in D drive called mongodb, and I have given the data1 and db1. These are the data directory path that I have chosen for this installation. So we need to provide the db path. So we need to provide this path and then hit enter. So now the mongodb server has started. It is waiting for the connection. Okay, so next thing, we need to start the Mongo shell. For that we need to go to the same directory and we need to type the Mongo. So when you type Mongo and hit enter, it will start the Mongo shell, and here you can see Mongo shell version 3.6.1 has started, and it has connected to the MongoDB server. To check whether we are connected to MongoDB or not, we need to type we need to type show dbs, and it will show you all the databases that are there. And see here, there is one connection open. So now we are connected to the MongoDB server, and you can see here default local db and admin db is there. So this way we can download and install the MongoDB, and we can start the MongoDB server. Hello and welcome back. This is Sunil, your instructor for this course, and in this lecture I'm going to download the latest version of MongoDB, that is MongoDB 3.2.7. So till now we were using MongoDB 3.0, and now MongoDB 3.2.7, the latest version has arrived. So I'm going to update the download and installation process with the new version. So to download MongoDB latest version, that is 3.2.7, we need to come to the website mongodb.com, and when you come to this website, you can see the download link here on the right top corner of the website. When you click on this link, it will take you to this page, which is MongoDB Download Center, and when you scroll down, you can see MongoDB installation and download options. So here you can see community server, enterprise server, ops manager, Compass, and connector for BI tools, business intelligence tools. Okay, so we need to download the community server for our use. So to download that, you can see here they have given the various operating systems for Windows, for Linux, for OS X, Solaris. So you can choose your operating systems and proceed with the download process. So I'm choosing here Windows, and you can see there are several options. I'm choosing the first one, Windows Server 2008 R2 64-bit later with the SSL support. So you click on the download MSI, and when you click on this, the download process will start, and you will be downloaded a file, that is this file MongoDB-Windows MSI file, and this file is approximately 101 MB. So it may take some time depending on your internet speed. So wait for the download process to complete, and once it is complete, you need to double click on this. So double click on this, and then the Windows installer will start preparing the installation process, and you can see this message, welcome to the MongoDB 3.2.7 setup wizard. Click on next, and you need to read the general public license information, and once you finish reading all these things, you can click on I accept the terms in the license agreement and click on next, and you can select the custom process and complete. So I'll recommend choosing the complete. Click on complete, and then you'll see the install option here. Click on the install, and the installation for the MongoDB will start, and it will ask for the admin approval. You click on yes, and then it will start the installation process. See here, it is copying new files and all those stuffs in the background it will do. We need not to do anything, and now it is done. So click on finish, and once it is done you can go to the program files and see here there is a MongoDB folder here which is just now created. Okay, so when you click on this you can see the MongoDB server 3.2, and here you can see the bin. Okay, so here you can see all the MongoDB executables like Mongo, MongoD, Mongo dump, Mongo export, Mongo files, Mongo import, Mongo plug, Mongo performance, Mongo restore, Mongo and Mongo stat and Mongo top. So these are the executable files comes with the MongoDB server. So once you have installed the MongoDB, you need to copy this path MongoDB server /3.2/bin, and we need to open the command prompt and we need to type cd, and then we need to paste the path and paste it here, and then you can put the MongoD, okay, and hit enter. See here, when you hit enter it will show you some message. It is showing the PID process ID and the port 27017 default port used by MongoDB, and it is saying DB path c data/db is not there. Okay, so that's why it is not started. So what we need to do, we need to tell MongoDB where we want to start our MongoDB. So what I do, I'll create a folder here in D drive and I'll give MongoDB. I'll give a name MongoDB. And why our MongoDB server has not started? Because when we try to start the MongoDB server, it will look for the DB path data/db. So we need to provide the path to MongoDB. So I'll create a MongoDB folder, and inside that I'll create data, and inside data I'll create a subfolder and I'll give it a name DB. Okay, so now we have this path MongoDB /data/db. Okay, now what I do, I'll try to start the MongoDB server with MongoD-db path. We need to give the path for the DB to store the data in the data/db path, and then I'll use the path d : MongoDB, the folder name, and then data/db and hit enter. So now MongoDB will be knowing where it needs to store all the data. So see here, MongoDB server has started and it is waiting for connections on the port 27017. So next thing what we need to do, we need to open another command prompt and we need to go to the this path. So I'll copy this and paste it here, and here we need to type the Mongo and hit enter. See, now it is Mongo shell version 3.2.7 connecting to test. Okay, and see in the server part it is saying connection accepted from 127.0.0.1. One connection is now open. One connection now open. Okay, so now we are connected to the MongoDB server. So now our MongoDB server has been started and we are connected to the MongoDB. We can use the show DB yes to check whether any DB is there. So since we have just installed, there is only one DB, that is local. So we can start creating our MongoDB databases collections from here. So see you in the next lecture. Hi, welcome back. This is Sunil, and in this lecture we are going to download MongoDB. So to download MongoDB, we need to head over to the mongodb.org website, and here you can see they have given information about MongoDB, document, learn, community. There are lots of links, and the company which releases the MongoDB. There is a stats about the MongoDB, like 10M plus downloads, 30k, 300k MongoDB University student, 35k MongoDB user group members, 16 upcoming events, 30k plus GitHub commits, and so many things. So this says how popular MongoDB is now and how popular it is going to be. So that's why we thought of learning MongoDB. So to download MongoDB, we need to go to this link. They have given the link on the very home page. So click on that. So I have opened this link in the next tab, and when you open that, you will get this mongodb.org/downloads, and here you will see the options to download MongoDB. So there is option run with MongoDB Cloud Manager, a UI to run and manage MongoDB. So we are not going to use this. We are going to download MongoDB, the other option. So here you can see they have given options for Windows, Linux, Mac OS and Solaris. So you select whatever operating systems you are using. I'm using Windows, so I'll select this and I'll select the option Windows 64-bit 2008 R2 plus legacy. Okay, and here there are two options, download MSI and download zip. So I'll prefer downloading zip file because it gives me lot of freedom to use MongoDB. So I'll download this zip. I have already downloaded. You just click on this and a zip file will be downloaded. So we are downloading the MongoDB 3.0.6 3.0.6 version. So MongoDB 3, the newest version that we are going to download. So click on this and zip file will be downloaded. So I have already downloaded it on my machine here. So once the download is done, you just right click on that, extract that file to the folder or to the directory where you want to run your MongoDB, where you want to store your MongoDB. So I'll click on extract files and I'll go to I want to put MongoDB in a D drive, and I want to store this extract this file into the folder called MongoDB. So I've created a MongoDB folder here and I'll extract files there. So it will take few minutes to get all the MongoDB files to be extracted. So just wait for that, and once it is done, we can go ahead and we can run the MongoDB. So I have extracted in the D drive MongoDB folder. See here, the file has been extracted here. So for the ease of use, what I do, I'll just cut this from here and I'll paste all the files here. And now this folder, because this folder is having a very complex name, that's why I have moved all the files from this folder to the main folder MongoDB, and I'll delete this folder. So now we have all the tools that comes with the MongoDB, like bsondump.exe, mongo.exe, mongod.exe, mongostat. So all these tools comes with the MongoDB, but for now we are going to use mongod.exe, which is the MongoDB server, and mongo.exe, which is the MongoDB JavaScript shell. So we are going to use these two in this lecture. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to create two folders. One is data. So I'll right click and I'll create a new folder here. I'll give it a name data. Alternatively, you can put Ctrl+Shift+N to create a folder, and inside data I'll create another folder. I'll put Ctrl+Shift+N and I'll give it name DB. So why I'm creating this data/DB, because whenever you try to run MongoDB server, it will look for this directory to store all the MongoDB data. So whatever database you create, collection you create, it will look for the data/DB directory to store all this data. So now we have the data/DB and we have the bin folder here, which is having mongo.exe and mongod.exe. We are good to start the MongoDB server. So I'll open the console, and on this console what I do, I go to the drive where I have stored MongoDB files. So that is cd mongodb/bin. Okay, so here we have the mongod.exe. So to start the MongoDB server, we need to run the command mongod. So mongod is the MongoDB server, so we have to run the mongod you can run mongod.exe or simply mongod, and then we have to give the db hyphen db path, and then you have to give the directory for the path for the data slash db. So mongodb slash data slash db and hit enter. So now MongoDB server will be started. See here, it is saying MongoDB starting, and port number is this, and process ID is this, and it is showing the DB path equal to this 64-bit, and you will see the host name, your machine name, and see here it is showing the DB version 3.0.6 and Windows, and it is showing the storage. See here, it is showing the storage option equal to db path colon the path, the directory data slash db which we have created. So it will store all the data into this directory now, and it is showing waiting for the connections on the port 27017. This is the default port on which MongoDB runs. So now I'll open another command prompt, and I'll go to the directory D drive, and I'll go to the MongoDB drive, MongoDB directory /bin, and now I run the Mongo shell. Mongo shell is to connect to the Mongo server, MongoDB server. So I'll run the Mongo shell, and see here it is saying MongoDB shell version 3.0.6 connecting to test. So it is trying to connect to the MongoDB. See here, now it is showing connection accepted from localhost 127.0.0.1, and let's see what is happening here. See here, now it is connected. So you can run a command show dbs to see all the default dbs. So there is one local db already created, so we can use this db, or you can create a database by using a command use, and then you can give the database name. You can give any database name. Suppose I'm giving the database name as database name, and I can use. So now it is switched to database. So this is the way we can download and start working with the MongoDB. Hello and welcome to the lecture installing MongoDB on Ubuntu 16.04. I'm Sunil, your instructor for this course, and in this we are going to install MongoDB 3.2.9, the latest version of MongoDB. So the very first step is the step which I figured out while installing MongoDB on Ubuntu while I faced a problem. So when I was trying to install, I was getting a problem of unrelated or unmatched dependency, and I was not able to install. So very first step is to run this command sudo apt -update. So we need to run this command first. If you are not getting any error, then you can continue with the step 2. But if you are getting the same error, you can use this first step. So what I did, I have ran this command apt -update, and I hit enter. When you hit enter, it will ask for the password. So you enter the password and it will continue installing the repository. So what this apt-get update will do, it will just try to update the download packages and update the repository. So it will always keep the newest version of the packages and their dependency, so you will not be getting any dependency error. So once you are done with this step 1, see here, it will be processing for a couple of minutes, and then it will show you this message. So once done, the next thing is we need to run this command sudo apt-key space adv space -- key server, and this key server.ubuntu.com 80. Okay, so this step is for generating the public key. So public key for the software distributed are required by Ubuntu Package Manager, that is APT, that is Advanced Package Tool, which we need to install the packages or software on the Ubuntu. What this GPG key will do, it will ensure that package is consistent and it is authentic. So we need this step to generate the public key. So we need to run this command. So you type this command and hit enter, it will generate the key. After that, the next step is we need to, let's see the document. The next step is creating source list file for MongoDB. So for that we need to create the Mongo list file in this directory, that is etc/apt/source.list.d, and for that we need to run the command, this command. Okay, so let's see how I ran that command. So see here, we need to run this command. Okay, so I'll attach the document, you just need to copy and paste the command because this is a long command, and you hit enter and you will get it done. The next thing is we need to, since we have modified, we need to update the repository. So we need to run the command sudo space apt -get space update. So it will update the repository with the latest versions. And then we need to install the MongoDB. For installing MongoDB, we need to run the command sudo space apt -get space install -y space MongoDB -org. So why I'm using y? Because y means yes. For all the prompt it will be yes. Okay, for that we are using yes. So sudo apt -get install MongoDB. Okay, so it will read the package list and it will try to build the dependency tree and state information, and it will start installing the MongoDB. So see here, automatically installed and no longer required. So it will show you some messages and it will start installing the packages like Mongo Shell, Mongo Server, Mongos and Mongo Tools, etc. Okay, so once this command is successfully executed, you will get this setting up MongoDB-org 3.2.9. that means MongoDB is installed successfully on our Ubuntu machine. So next thing is we need to go to the directory lib/systemd/system, and here we need to create a file mongod.service. So you can go to the directory, this cd, use the command cd space lib/system and then you use the command vi mongod.service to open the file in the vi editor. Okay, and if you are not getting anything inside that, you need to copy these lines and paste into the file. So you need to copy this script and you need to paste inside the mongodb.service file, but most of the time it will automatically be there. Okay, so if it is not there, you copy this script and paste in the file mongodb.service and then save and close the file and come back to the terminal. So when you come back to terminal, next thing is we need to reload the daemon. We need to reload all the services. So for that we need to, what we need to do, we need to run the command, and we need to run this command systemctl space daemon -reload. So it will reload all the processes, all the daemon processes. And then the next thing is we need to start the MongoDB. So now we have installed MongoDB packages, we have created the MongoDB service file, and we have reloaded all the daemons. So next thing is we need to start the MongoDB server. So for that we need to run the command systemctl space start space MongoDB, MongoD, so that it will start when our system will reboot every time. Okay, and then after this command is executed, we need to enable the MongoD service. So for that we need to run the command systemctl enable MongoD, and MongoD server will be enabled from this file. See here, MongoD.service, that file we have modified. Okay, the next thing is now the MongoDB server is running in the background, and we want to know whether it is actually running or not. For that, to check, we need to run the command netstat space -plntu. So it will give you all the services that is running in the background in our Ubuntu machine. So see here, not all the process could be activated, not owned process info. So see here, when you see this IP 127.0.0.1:27017, this is the MongoDB server. MongoDB server will run on this IP. So if you see this, it means our MongoDB server has successfully started. So next thing is to check whether MongoDB server is running or not, we need to connect to the MongoDB. So for that, just type Mongo. Mongo is the MongoDB shell that we use to write MongoDB script and queries. So type Mongo, and when you type Mongo and hit enter, you will see this MongoDB shell version 3.2.9 connecting to test. It means we are successfully connected to the MongoDB server and we can start running our MongoDB queries. See here, it is saying welcome to MongoDB server, MongoDB shell, and see here all these things. So next thing is we need to check. So you can run a command, you are into the Mongo shell, you can run a command show dbs to see all the databases available in the MongoDB. Since we have just installed, it is showing only the local database. It means there is no database yet created. So we can start creating the database, start creating the collections and inserting documents from the next lecture onwards. So see you in the next lecture.
In this chapter, we will configure MongoDB server with the help of a configuration file. So I have created a configuration file and I have given it a name mongo.config file, and inside we will give this configuration like bind underscore IP. We will give the IP address so that MongoDB server will bind to that IP. So this, since we are using on our local system, we are giving the local IP here, and then we'll give the port number. By default, MongoDB server listens to this port 27017, and then quiet equal to true, so that only critical events and errors will get logged in the log file. And then we give db path equal to the path of the data slash db file, and then log path equal to the path for the log file. So here I'm giving mongodb slash log. So for that I have to create a folder here with the name log, so that all the logs will get logged inside this folder, inside a file called mongo.log. This mongo.log will be created by MongoDB server automatically inside this log folder when we start the server. The next thing is log append equal to true. Log append will set this to true so that the log is not overwritten on restart of MongoDB server. So if you keep it false each time when you restart the MongoDB server, the log file will be overwritten. So we'll keep it true. Then next is dia z log equal to 3 to give log file permission as a read and write operation so that MongoDB server can read and write to the log file. And the last one is journal equal to true. Journal equal to true ensures that write durability and data consistency much as any journaling scheme would expected to do. So this is we keep as a true so that data will be consistent, and only set this to false if you don't care about your data. So this is the configuration file. We'll save in that here, and then we will start the MongoDB server with the command mongo d, and then we give -config, and then we give the path for configuration file mongo db slash mongo dot config, and then journal. So this is the command to start the MongoDB server with help of a configuration file, and we will hit enter. So when we see this message diag log file this, it means MongoDB server has started. So to check that, we will go to the D drive. We are already there. We'll just try to start the Mongo shell. So to start Mongo shell, we'll hit the command mongo and hit enter. So see here, again we are connected to the Mongo shell version 2.6.1 connecting to test. So we'll run a command so dbs to see the default databases. So when we see this admin and local, it means we are connected to the MongoDB server and we can see the databases here.